Hello and welcome to Farm Simulator 19. I am Parkera and I'm back doing something. So yeah, let's get stuck into it right away. This is Farm Simulator 19. I am playing on, oh my god, starting from scratch mode. We are running seasons and the map we are playing with is Mercury Farms. Really good map. I played it a lot in FS17 and it's great in 19 as well. It's got a real good mix of some small, medium and some bigger farms up the top here, a little bit down the end. So it's a really nice map. Everything's kind of come together. Starting location is really good. This is a fantastic farm, and Alien Jim does this. He does a few other ones as well. Really good. So get this and do it and love it. And as I'm not sure, as I have mentioned, we are running seasons. We are going to be, like I said, starting from scratch. There is nothing. We own nothing but this land here. We have purchased this land, and we have got a temporary little unit here. It's just basically like a prefab. It's a miserable day out there, so I've got my hat on. We'll just go show you anyway. So this is eventually I want to put the farm on this green patch here, a proper farm building. Now as part of the deal, it came with a couple of sheds, a few sheds actually. We've got the fertilizer shed here with some solid and liquid fertilizer, and we've got some a seed shed. It's got a bit of lime there and some corn, wheat and other bits and pieces, and a couple of old sheds that are just like, we're kind of still here. You can't see, but there is a little bit of snow on top from the leftover winter. I'm sure this rain here will probably sort that out. I'm not sure there's any leaks. There may be the occasional. You can see a lot of, yeah, like I said, it's an old shed. I will keep it for now until we get some more money and expand. In terms of starting capital, we have left over about 437k. We are going to go down now and get ourselves some vehicles. We want to get stuck into it. Now we do own, let me just get into it here and I'll just quickly show you. Now you can see here now, it needs ploughing. It's got sugar beet on it, so that'll be cultivated back into the ground. It's withered. Now it's had a couple of previous stocks in here. I say it's fruit type. Fruit. It's not a fruit. But anyway, it's had nightshade and legumes last season. So probably soybeans in the season before this as well. So it's not fertilised. Obviously, there's no weeds there. But we need to get that worked into the ground. So we'll get a plough probably to do that. Just jump the fence. Now, I'm good at jumping. Now there's a field here, field 10. It's not ours, but it is up for sale. So we're probably going to go and look online and purchase it. I have spoken to Reynolds. He's happy to. He's got it listed on like the farm equivalent of Trade Me. We'll go and have a look here, and I'll probably purchase it. That'll then the accounts will set up anyway. So we'll just delete the funds. They'll get transferred automatically, and ownership and everything will pretty much transfer. In this modern day and age, things are really good coming over. It is early spring. It's very wet, so we won't be able to get much done, but we can get some ploughing done anyway. So yeah, let's get stuck in here, and I will. We're gonna just head down. It's very wet. Actually, I'm gonna do this inside because I'm getting wet enough as it is. Go get inside. Shake, run, and roll. Let's jump into the iPad here and just have a quick look at what is there for sale. There's a lot. I think we'll just. I'm umming and ahhing. Do we get a small tractor or a medium tractor for the work? We've got small fields. I don't think we would really need a big tractor right now. So I think we'll start off small and we can see what we can upgrade. I have had now I am a fan of the Voltra. I just like the fact that it can, you know, yeah. What'll be 100 horsepower? New Holland, Massey. Oh, there's another Voltra which is 145, and there's the Ford. So let's look at these Voltras. Don't like blue. We want to change that colour to, or go to. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Rims can be nice and black. Wow. Let's have the rims. What about red as well? Yeah. GPS, no. Let's have a look at the engine options here. So we can go to a maximum is an end 1744 for extra 28k will give me 200 horsepower. I actually think that's more than enough, and we'll get a front loader that'll cost me 152k. Yep, buy that. Okay, we know we can get that at the store. What else do we want to get to the store? We need obviously a plow. We need also, we're going to need some sort of a seed, which we want to, I don't think we can get much in the way of seeding done today because of the weather. I have to look at the forecast. Now, when it comes to plows, I prefer to get subsoilers. Now they kind of do the job. You know, they prepare the fields for sowing, can be used instead of a plow. It can create fields as well. It just goes, my understanding goes deeper. So I think we might get that. Because I know number 10 definitely needs a plow. So we'll get that. It matches, okay, and we'll buy that as well. Okay, we've got 270 left. Now we're going to need cedar, and I do like this, from Great Plains. It does, basically it's a direct cedar as well, so it allows us to cultivate. We don't need to previously cultivate, even though we can still do, and I can also use it as, we can put some fertilizer in there as well. Cedar planters, sow fields, so we'll probably get that as well. Yep, I think we might as well purchase it. Yep, let's not let's just get it stuck in, and we'll buy that. Can I? Yeah, I'll buy it. Yeah, and it's also, I think that'll be coming handy. So we've got all those done. I'm going to step down to the shops. I'm going to jump over to see Jim and see if he can give me a lift anyway. So I'm hoping he can. We'll catch you soon down the shop. Okay, no worries. And we managed to get a lift with Jim. And he said he's going to be available for if we want to. Thankfully, the weather has also subsided, though it doesn't look the best. Should hopefully clear up. Well, there's our cedar looking really nice there, subsoiler there as well, and our Valtra tractor. We do got with the front loader attachment as well, so we'll get into that, and she's a beaut. Let's have a listen to it. Oh, she sounds lovely. And what I like about the Valtra, this one can't do it, I don't believe, but I know we can get later models, and they can do reverse driving, so we can basically spin around and drive from the back as well. So I've kind of got some self-imposed realism rules that I'm going to try and adhere to. That's backed enough. Like I said, we have a list of mods that we will use. We'll leave that there, and we'll go back to the farm. List of mods that will be listed down below. I've got a lot actually, so I'm not going to remember them all. That screen is a pain in the poo-kiko, but we can live with it. Let's rock and roll. Make sure our beacon is on as we hit the road. Beacons must be on public roads. Okay, so we're going to cruise and get down here as best as we can now, and we'll get stuck into field 10. Before we get stuck into them, before we get into plough field 10 and 11 today, then what we'll do is I will have a look at them with my little gun in a bit more detail. Depending on this weather holds today, we may be able to get started on some seeding. We'll see if the ground's dried enough. But what we're going to do is then do our rotation planning. Obviously, we've just taken over the farm today. And so there's obviously previous crops that have been there, and we just need to know what they were, so we can try and took that a bit silly. Try and get stuck into our plan going ahead. Now, I could Pharaoh, but I can't really afford to right now. Now, this is a bit tight down the end, so we will be looking at probably doing a headland. Now, we don't have a GPS, so I'm going to just use my compass as best as I can to run here. I think we're doing okay. What are we doing? 12? Yeah, 12 Ks. Nicely done. Yep. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of a head here, just because it does get tight as well. There we go. We'll get that done. And we'll just get that headland done, and then we can show you. Yeah, we should be fine, and we can run across. Shouldn't take too much bother. Just to get that. Now it's very, of course, tight here too, as far as we can go. Yeah. We'll run down here as well. Running nice. That should be fine. Okay, we're doing well. And this also just gives us a little bit more room to play around with, so we don't have to keep going back and forth. We can kind of like, what I like to try and do sometimes is just circulate it, go up and down, like go down one row, turn and go up another row in a fed distance. Okay, so we've done that now. Let's have a look. Yeah, we've done pretty good there as well. So we'll just have a look, see what the drone aerial view looks like. I'll just launch that now. Oh, yep, looking pretty good. Like that look. It looks very nice, and as you can see from up here, just try and get it a bit higher up. I'll give you an idea of the fields that are around us, the sort of layout of the land, and she's looking very, very good here with our land there in a little bits anyway. So we'll bring that drone down and we'll get stuck into the rest of the work. Alright. Now in terms of the game, I will be trying to do this as realistic as I can. I am no Farmer Joe. I'm not an expert. I haven't dealt with farm equipment in my life. I will forget what things are called. I will call them the wrong things. Feel free to correct me. But of course there's a way to go about that. But I just hope you kind of understand what I'm trying to achieve here. But in terms of the game, I've already mentioned that I will be looking at rules and things like that. I don't know why I'm doing it this way again. Never mind. We will. I will be listing those up on the screen at some other time. If I don't do it on this episode, fear not. I may put a link to the Google Drive where there is ones listed. I will, however, say that some of them are not from my own brain power. They are from Virtual Farmer with his permission. I did ask in one of his videos. He does a lot of realism videos. He's a fantastic farm simulator YouTuber, streamer, and who's him or what's it. So I did ask, and he just said, "Yep, just give us credit if you go a bit, obviously for YouTubing and stuff," which is, fair enough. I mean, I'll do that anyway, and there will be some adjustments to it. But so yeah, just thought I'd put that out there as well. I'll cover it in more basis if I don't put it on the screen or in the link. I will try and highlight those that are obviously from his. I will be making changes to it, taking some things out, but that is how it is anyway. A few of the things though is that with running seasons as well, if it's raining I can still plough. However, if it's raining I cannot spread lime, so we will be doing lime if it's needed, ploughing if it's needed. Obviously, if the soil is wet and the crops are wet, we cannot do any fertilizing or any of that sort of thing. We cannot try and harvest or anything, because just realistic, you're not going to put fertilizer on crops when it's been raining and the soil is wet and the crops are wet, because it's really not going to get it's not going to really stay where it's supposed to be, and it's going to get washed away a lot more and things like that. Now, in terms of when the game starts, I will do, pretty much try and do an episode every. Okay, how am I going to? Let's just with this. I will try and do a video, and each video will be not every single day on the game. In terms of, I'm not going to come back tomorrow, unless there's more things to do. So some days it will be the next day. Other days it may be a week has passed in game. I will try and cover or let you know how long has been gone in game when we do come back. But the thing to note is I will be up at the crack of dawn, and we will go to sunset. One of the rules in terms of sunrise and sunset, the only field work that can be done after sunset will be harvesting. Now, the reason I have said this is because realistically, I know for a fact around here, and I live in a small village in the middle of practically nowhere, a good 50 k's from the nearest proper town, a lot of farming around here, and I do know that some of these guys rock and roll till all hours of night during harvest, and that makes sense. You want to get your harvest done as quick as you can, because realistically, real life, it does take a heck of a long time. It takes more than a few hours. You're talking days on days in. It doesn't take much to look up on YouTube or anywhere to see how long it can generally take to harvest, and also sometimes see that they are going until all hours of night. One that you should go and check out is Cold Cornstar on YouTube. They do a lot of corn, and the latest harvest you'll see that they are going until all hours of the night during harvest. But in terms of any other field work, so cultivating and anything like that, it will stop at sundown. So once that sun has dipped down over the horizon, we will be then stopping any sort of field work. So that is seeding, cultivating, ploughing, anything else that's, baling, anything like that. Okay, so anything else apart from harvesting will not be allowed or not be done anyway. I think that adds a little bit of realism to it. That field is now done, and we are going to go to field 10. We're going to launch the Who's Me What's It for that, and the drone, and you can follow along. those trees, as you may have seen in that drone shot, sure as heck make this fun. We will be looking at future endeavouring that entire bush row, fence row there, and all three of those trees, most likely in after harvest, and most likely in the winter time anyway, because they're a danger. They're going to be in the way, and I really don't look forward to having a combine harvester, should we decide to, well, put wheat or whatever we put in here, racing up and down these fields, or not racing, while we try and dodge the trees at the end. As for the rest of the field, there's not too much in the way of obstacles. It's quite good. There's fair good rack of room, especially down the back end here. So it's just those trees that we really need to try and get out of our way here, especially at this end. And if we can remove most, if not all, of that bush line there, I think there's still fencing. Yeah, there will be fencing still within that we need to remove as well. So a bit of work in the downtime, and definitely in the winter, when we probably look at getting rid of as much of these trees as we can. We need to change and turn. As you can see here, we kind of had to turn a little early just to get out of the way, make sure we weren't going to get into that tree, because, you know, running into trees is definitely not something that we want to be doing. It does not help our tractors, that's for sure, or our other equipment. It's bad enough anyway with general wear and tear. So, it looks like there's weeds in here already, but this should be taking care of that business for them as well. So we will have a look. Yep, the weeds don't seem to be, we are obviously ploughing this whole field here, so that's a way to get rid of the weeds. So we'll just cruise through here now, get to the end. Should be able to find a little bit of room there with that tree there, but these again, they are, we just caught one a bit. We just caught, I think, the edge of that tree, which, yeah, it doesn't, certainly not what is a desired effect, what we are wanting to do, especially after you just talk about it and then you kind of just nick into it. But again, a lot down here we can get rid of. Just go through, and a couple of strips left. We'll go to this side and go up this field here. We are just making sure we are getting that. Should be good to go actually. We are, yep, no, we're good. We're good. We've got a good base here. Yep, we are getting it all. And this tree is a pain in the pukiko. Definitely one to avoid, but we don't want to be turning into the other tree as well. So we're going to go down and then come back up, and hopefully we can just go down, and then we will be done. So fingers crossed as well. So look, I'm going to get this done. If you want to hang around, feel free. Otherwise, yeah, just kick into motion the locomotion, and we are going to probably look at speeding the rest of this little bit in job up with a little bit of, I don't know, some tunes perhaps, so we can we go down the middle here and fix this up. And we are finished. We've just got that little bit up the top here we need to polish off. The drone got a little bit tangled up here in the tree there, as I was whoever was controlling it just kind of let it slip there, trying to get a good shot. But we are done there. We just got this little bit down the end here. Why not? We'll just try and get all the bits and pieces we can as well, and that should do us. We are done and dusted. Let's just have a look in the farm planner and see how it's looking now. We can see that we are there. That's no an issue. We are ploughed and ready to rock and roll. We do need to fertilize obviously as well, and then we need to look at our rotation and see what we're going to do in terms of, well, what we're going to look at planting and what we are going to plant. We'll put this into the new shed. I think we will... yeah. We don't need this now for a while. Get this down here. Oh, this is a tight squeeze. Kind of. Oh, yep. Jump up there. Just. Yeah, back in. Oh, gee, I tell you what. Yep. Well, that's done the job anyway, Bob. We're going to go back to the shop now and pick up our cedar. It's lunchtime. We'll have a bit of lunch and then we'll come back later.